What's up, y'all? It's the Aquemini checking in, showing mad love. We're going to be discussing a couple of things today. One is a new build we've been working on, Pineapple Express, and the other is something that I have been trying to really gain the definition of and define, and I really want to reach out to the community and see what you guys have to think, and that is Effective Toughness. A concoction of armor, your health pool, a heal amount, and damage resilience all applied into this concoction of what we consider Effective Toughness. Now, my question for that is, well, what about effective toughness per minute? Because, your toughness really applies to, your timing. When you get damage against you, sometimes you buy time, and in that time, how is your toughness looked at? And it doesn't really seem like we're looking at it that way. So, just to start off, what is actual toughness? As you see below, as you see in front of you, we have the calculations for it. It's really health pool over 100 minus your armor, multiplied by 100 to give you your actual toughness. If you realize that you have a couple extra zeros somewhere, it's probably because you did the math a little differently. Now, to include the damage resilience in this equation, right? So to know what your toughness is going to be should you apply damage resilience, right? That's where we add this D figure, which is your damage resilience toughness multiplier, right? Or just your damage resilience multiplier. Now this is just 100 over 100 minus your damage resilience. This is the multiplier. It takes this multiplier, multiplies it by your toughness, and that's what your toughness is going to end up being, right? So from there, let's go back, right, to what we were speaking of effective toughness and what that equals and what that means. And what I've gathered thus far is that it's a combination of your health plus your heal amount with the same calculation of toughness, right? And this equals your effective toughness, right? And with damage resilience, I've seen it calculated multiple different ways. Some breaking down the amount of damage resilience that you have over the armor, meaning that you would have to get bursted while your booster shot's active. But this is a rough calculation that aligns with their actual toughness calculation. So it's kind of like, I feel being able to weight all of your toughness based off of a multiplier, I feel like you could get a better outlook on what your actual effective toughness is. But before we really jump into that discussion, let's go over some ways that we can increase our effective toughness. Now, from an armor perspective, Hunter's Faith, Barrett's chest piece, a robust chest, a sturdy holster, all these are great things. Hunter's Faith and Barrett's at the same time are incredible together. From the damage mitigation side, as you see below, booster shot and a couple of other different things. On the move and critical save work well, which lead us right into the heal amount and heal frequency. Using critical save alongside with something like strike back would be very helpful. Triage would be insanely well. And as you see in the build video that I'm about to show you, you're going to see how I blend and mix all of these pieces in order to get an extremely high effective toughness. A refreshed mask might be included in this. Nimble holster is also a great way to get health, and as you see listed below. But let's get into this effective toughness per minute, because this is something that I really want to discuss with the community and really want to have a concrete conversation on. So how we can really calculate this, because is this the maximum amount of damage that you could take? Because if so, what is the timing that damage is taken? Is it a one shot? And can you heal before that one shot? So it's really one of those things that wanted me to get to the bottom of how can I make a build around having a substantial amount of toughness over the course of a minute. And using something like we have above, you can see that we have the damage calculation happening at the end, which could be weighted based off of additional information. And as you see, the heal frequency is also still calculating a weighting system that could be improved by adding things like if the build has a strike back as a talent, because then the algorithm would decide, all right, well, they're taking such and such damage, they're going to heal before they die, obviously, and that's going to increase their cooldown, and if you have refreshed, it would also increase the amount of heal. So things like this would be included in these calculations, in my opinion. But I really want to discuss that with you guys, and I hope that that's something you enjoy. So without further ado, let's go into the build that kind of breaks all of this down. This is Pineapple Express. Hope y'all enjoy. And we're going to keep running this game footage just so you can see how this thing performs. Alright, so this is Pineapple Express. Jumping into the guns, confident, responsive, unforgiving. Pretty nice. Try to balance out the crit chance and the crit damage. Responsive, deadly, confident. Definitely stacking the crit damage on this one. And we have a troll pistol from when I'm in the dark zone rolling around. Chest piece, enemy armor damage, skill haste, ammo capacity, so not too bad. Could roll that enemy armor damage for health. The mask, we have firearms, skill power, burn resistance. Again, electronics and skill haste. I'm stacking skill haste everywhere on every single mod. Skill power on the knee pads with love, burn, and shock resist, but I only have those on my electronics ones. So again, skill haste. I'm also stacking pulse critical hit chance because I really like to stack that chance just in case I decide to use an MDR. So again, we have nimble with skill haste, gloves, crit damage, crit chance, skill haste, firearms. Again, firearms backpack, skill power, ammo capacity. So this is like a full-blown firearms build stacked in skill power. You know, spec for skill power. Not electronics, really, except for the mods. The mods are, I have 4 electronics mods and 1 stamina mod. Now I could pay to unlock confident, right? So I know how you see this weapon, but I was trying to get unforgiving on that. So that was the tease. But really where it comes in handy is here, where I have a 26-second cooldown, 26.7 second cooldown, 24% crit chance, and 16% crit damage. Moving into the booster shot, not too heavy. It would be cool if I did change the crit chance for self-heal. I feel like that would be a nice bonus, or like blending it half and half between ally and self-heal. But it is a 26.7 second timer, which is not bad. Again, then I use the talents to kind of help me through this. So, you know, triage, your critical save, your combat medic, and then combining the critical save with strike back is a really cool combination. So I really focus on trying to get my heals back quickly. They're not that strong, but I do have nimble, so that does kind of help. Another talent that I like to throw in there in the mix is precision, because it seems to give you a 25% crit hit damage as a base for that pulse, and I'm thinking that that could be really devastating, so something to look at. That is Pineapple Express. If you have any questions, throw them below. Check me out on Twitch. We stream often, but I'm trying to do the YouTube thing a little bit because it's a little less and a little more time consuming at the same time. So thank you guys for your time. Check out the rest of this video footage to see how the rest of this game goes.